Hello, hello, hello. It's the Life Calling Coach, Coach Athena, and I am back here to give you your wellness growth reading for this week. What does God have for you? What does He have for you? We are in the spirit of creating, and God is calling you. Are you listening? He's calling you. So let's get into it. So, your growth reading for this week, guess what you got? A major arcana, the strength card. Look at that. And the herb associated is garlic. Look at all of those garlic cloves, the purple garlic, the honey. You see the honey in the picture? She's making her a honey garlic elixir. Okay. So, what does it say for you? Lead with a bold, kind heart. It's about getting to the heart of the matter. Your heart is that solar plexus. Your heart chakra radiates green, okay? And this is where you need to be working from right now. Your heart. Your heart holds your heart's desires. Those are the seeds God planted in you, okay? So, gentle healing builds resilience. Power sweetened is strength unmatched. That's why this is important. Like in that picture where I was telling you that she's making an elixir. See the honey? Garlic is very strong. I don't care what you use garlic in. If you're cooking, garlic overpowers. That's how strong it is. So mixing it with something sweet kind of harnesses that strength a little bit, makes it a little more bearable. Okay, so power sweetened is strength unmatched. Courage dwells in your spirit. Courage dwells in the soft spirit. Softness of a tone, of a word, your demeanor. Meet adversity with inner fire. Garlic strengthens the heart and increases stamina. Okay, so it's a heart healthy vegetable, herb for you to use. You have the power to persevere. Yes, you do. Cultivate reliable habits that enhance vitality. That's what it's all about, living the best life you can. Not the perfect life, the best you can. If you got 3 out of 4, you're doing the best you can. You understand? It's like that 80-20 rule. Planting garlic around the roots of roses strengthens the leaves, encouraging more flowers to bloom. Didn't you know that one, huh? For those gardeners out there. Cooking with garlic daily boosts the immune system, protecting against illness. Drinking garlic tea with that honey in it heats up the body, igniting passion. So step into your power. But remember, a compassionate approach is powerful. Softness. I'm going to share a book with you guys that I read a few years ago about the power of softness. Okay? Adding honey to garlic tames the medicine, making it more effective and palatable because garlic is strong, I told you. So embrace the gentle and the wild within self and use some softness to temper that wild. Okay? So how can you craft with garlic? These are some ways that you can use the garlic. Like she said, I said she's going to make an elixir that you can blend this garlic into your everyday life and let it fuel you the way you need to and fuel your spirit and that softness. Okay? You can wear a garlic amulet. And basically, it's like stringing the garlic together. You know, in this picture, I'm going to show you in the picture, it's like, you see how it's braided in knots? So you can, an amulet is something you wear around your neck. So you can take some garlic and string it on something and put it around your neck. This will remind you to be bold let it all hang and just let it. Okay, this is going to be a reminder to you to be bold. And what you do with it is just like I have my amulet, because it's my own little amulet, hanging right here. You let it hang right above the heart, right over the heart. Okay. Also, cook meals rich in garlic to strengthen your body and prepare for the difficult times ahead. If you like a lot of Italian food, it's a good opportunity to throw garlic in it. I throw garlic in just about everything when I'm cooking. So, another way was, like I said, sweet intensity and conflict make immune boosting garlic honey. Garlic honey, yes. Infuse the honey with the garlic. And then you can use that honey in tea. Oh, I love this. This is awesome, guys. Okay. Woo! Thank you, Lord. Yes, this is awesome. Okay, so that's how you can use garlic to enhance your life, enhance you spiritually, your body, mind, body, spirit. Okay. Okay, so now it's time for our bridge. What is your bridge? You know, your bridge is how I got over. So, your bridge for this week, Knight of Wands. You know, anytime you see a knight, you know it's warrior, right? It's battle. Knights are here to protect. Okay, they're mighty warriors, sworn to protect. It's not even that they take an oath, you know. So the Knight of Wands energy is fire, creating. I told you we're in that creating energy. Knights in my growth set, you know, my herb crafters, it's Adelitas, and they're warriors. They represent the fight that we often encounter when first defending our path to the outside world. Okay, so this is like, yeah, he's your barrier between you and outside world. And if you ever look at those old movies where there's knights in the court, that's what he does. He protects the royalty from the outside world. They approach adventures with conviction and righteousness. Like I told you, they take an oath. They call us to a time of drive and fortitude. They are warriors of the elements, showing us how to defend and serve. As guides, they offer the gift of activism. Okay, this is where you start putting stuff in motion. When the guards, they're fighting. They're not standing there looking at you. They're ready to actively fight on your behalf. Okay, so it's time to put things in action. So your bridge is always your point of activation. Okay, your healing steps to reach the end goal, which is the growth solution. So as usual, when we're on our bridge, I always give you a life lesson and your life wisdom based on this particular card. And for this particular card, your life lesson, your imbalance, this is the ease, okay? You take what resonates with you. If it doesn't, hey, okay, you're just looking for those. When I was telling you about how seeds get activated, it's like you're open and you're open to receive. And then when it hits ding, oh, that's me. If you don't get the ding, I'm just being exaggerating, but you know, it's a little inkling you feel in that heart, in your heart chakra. To say, oh, you're talking to me. You know, that's the seed being activated. So if it resonates with you, that's what you pay attention to. If it doesn't, then it's just good information. Okay, so if you see any of these things, they may be indications of things you need to address. Your life lesson for your Knight of Wands, your bridge. Taking life too seriously. Everything is serious. Depression. Can't get out of bed. I'm sad every day. Boredom. That can steal a lot of your energy. Just sitting here twiddling your thumbs. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I just sitting here looking out the window? I'm bored. Watch the boredom. Lack of discipline to pursue goals. See, I want to do it, but What are you actively doing to pursue it? Irresponsible behavior. That can come out in a lot of ways. Drinking too much, acting a fool outside in public. You know, you just acting out of character. Don't know how. You know, there's a time and place for everything. You know, there's a way to act in every place you are, and some people don't act the way they're supposed to. You know, and being scattered, just being all over the place. I can't focus on one thing. Don't mean you have ADHD. It don't mean you have ADD. It just means that you are not allowing yourself to shut down enough to get focused. Okay? So, your life wisdom. These are things, your balanced energy, your healing. If you're sitting in this, oh, you're in a good place. And if you're not sitting in this, then these are some things you may want to pay attention to. Set goals for yourself. Okay? Easy creativity. That means I can sit down, oh, I'm making this. It's just flowing. Focused on creative and inspirational pursuits. That means your time and your energy is focused on something purposeful. You're not sitting here twiddling your thumbs, talking about I'm bored, looking out the window. Okay. Focused on spirituality. That means you're focused on your spirit and feeding that spirit. And what do I need? And what do I need to pour out? Playful. You're always ready to play. Okay? You're not sitting up here talking about everything is so serious. You're always ready to laugh and have some fun. And then lastly, you have that spirit of adventure. Okay, I may not know how to do it, but hey, I'm going to make it fun trying to learn how to do it. You know, because you're adventurous. You're looking for life and you're loving life and ready to live life. Okay, some actions to support your healing process. When the night appears, your focus is on all things creative. That's where you should be, all things creative. For it is the creative act that gives you a connection to something greater than yourself. It's the creative act that gives you the connection to something bigger than yourself. Purpose. Your creative activities are an expression of your spirituality in everyday actions. If you need help finding a spiritual creative focus, seek the assistance of a counselor, a coach, a minister, pastor, a healer, specializing in spiritual guidance, for it is here you will find your meaning in life. Seek new challenges. Don't just sit there and being bored. Go out here and try something. I mean, what happens if it's not perfect? It's just not perfect, but I learned something. One of your challenges is to determine if your energy overwhelms others. Because, sometimes we have a lot to give and it can be overwhelming to others because they're not ready to receive all that you're giving. So setting limits with yourself will help you find balance. It wasn't meant for you to speak to everybody. I have that kind of gift, where I see whether I want to or not. But that doesn't mean that I always am supposed to act on what I see. Sometimes it's just information, and that's a process you have to go through to learn to balance that, okay? But for nagging health problems to get better, you need to identify work that will inspire you, because boredom causes depression. Because you're idle, you're not stimulating your mind, you're not stimulating your heart and your spirit or your body, okay? Inactivity is not good. And then create a plan to help you achieve your goals. I can give you an example. My Discover Your Life Path course is coming up. That is a great opportunity for you to just dig in and activate some of those seeds that God has planted into your heart. Meditate with the magician. The two of you have a lot in common. You can manifest. You can manifest. You just don't know you can manifest. But I guarantee you that if you pour into those seeds, that if you allow God to show you what's in you and believe what's in you, you will begin to manifest. So I have some journal prompts for you. Your journal prompts for this week. Do I put my spirituality into action in the everyday world? And if so, I want you to explain in detail how. You should be able to go to say, oh, I do this and I do that. And then how often are you doing it? Because how often you're doing it is going to tell how often you're feeding that part of yourself. Because you just got to stay in practice. Okay? But if no, explore what may be blocking this action. What's keeping you from doing it? Your second journal prompt. Identify on what creative endeavor do I need to focus. Identify on what creative endeavor do I need to focus. This is about finding your calling, your purpose. Those things inside you, what do you like to do? Creatively. Now, on a personal note, creatively, I color. I have to keep myself from the coloring books when I go to the store. Because I love it. It's creative, it's therapeutic, it's quiet, and it helps me maintain my peace. So identify on what creative endeavor that you need to focus. Okay, so now your love card. You know, we cannot have growth reading without the love card. We got to do everything in the love energy. So, your love card this week is wisdom. Wisdom. And on the bottom it says dream flight. Those winged horses flying through the clouds. Wow. So this image celebrates the ability to see the beauty and positive aspects of life, of all challenges. It calls us to respect them as teachers, find and understand the lesson. Find and understand the lesson. The life lessons. Remember? With the Knight of Wands. Find and understand the lesson. When you find and understand the lesson, then you can become a better person because of them. Because then you know what to work on. So take an inventory of the personal challenges and obstacles you have faced and look at them through the eyes of a pure honesty. I mean, just take the filters off, take off, the mask, and just look at it for what it really is. What have you learned from each of these? And I want you to turn that into a journal prompt. What have you learned from each of these life lessons? Did you become bitter? Or better because of it? And if you have become bitter because of something, you can now, in this moment, choose to recommit to become better because of it. I'm going to say that again, because I love the 3 B's. B, B, B. If you have become bitter because of it, you can now, in this moment, choose to recommit to become better because of it. You can do it. So your special message with your love card. You are being inspired to hold a more positive image about yourself. You're not as bad as you think. You're not as bad as those faulty eyes keep showing you. Yeah, we made some mistakes, but the best is yet to come. what you do and who you are. You are being inspired to hold a more positive image about yourself, what you do, and who you are. You are a divine being of light and love. Remember that. And most of all, be that. So now it's time for our growth solution. This is your goal. This is the whole purpose. This is where you're trying to get to. Freedom through faith. Freedom through faith. With the blue light. We've been talking about that throat chakra. Speak up. I calm my thoughts and rise above fear. I free myself of all doubt by entrusting my doubts to God, to my higher power, to the one who can handle them when I can't. I have faith in God's perfect timing, because He is the only perfect one. And in His placement. If He said I'm supposed to be here, this is where I'm supposed to be. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how uncomfortable it is. If God said this is where you're supposed to be, this is where you're supposed to be. I trust His will. And I find freedom. You find freedom when you trust the will of God. You find stagnation when you trust your will. Your will is not aligned with the will of God. Let me say it that way. So what is freedom? I'm going to add this to you. I'm going to give you this little extra tidbit on the importance of freedom, okay? Freedom is the right or, let me say this because I got this definition. The power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. One definition. Webster says freedom is the quality or state of being free, such as the absence of necessity, coercion, or constraint in choice or action. You're doing it because you want to, not because somebody made you. And then lastly, I have Wikipedia that states, freedom is understood as either having the ability to act or change without constraint, or to possess the power and resources to fulfill one's purpose unhindered. And that's where we're going to focus right there. That is the whole purpose of you freedom through faith. It is the power, having the ability to act or change without constraint, to possess the power and resources to fulfill one's purposes unhindered. So how are you going to live on purpose? Through freedom. Spiritual freedom, freedom in your mind, freedom in your body. Okay, free yourself of these things that are hindering you. That's how you're going to live on purpose. And this is the Life Calling Coach. And as usual, I always encourage you to live on purpose and not by accident. I want to thank you for tuning into my readings. And you can follow me on LinkedIn. You can request to follow me on Instagram. I'm the Life Calling Coach. You can also follow me on Pinterest, and I ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is where you will get everything from the Life Calling Coach. And like, share, and follow the Life Calling Coach. And once again, I encourage you to live on purpose and not by accident.